Alright guys, we are finishing up factoring trinomials. We just have 2 more lessons to go. This lesson is called Factoring Trinomials when a is greater than 1. Slide, divide, bottoms up. So we've been doing factoring when a is 1. But what happens if a is greater than 1 and we cannot factor out anything from all of the terms? Well, we're going to do something called slide, divide, bottoms up. So the first step, and I would write these steps down in this order, slide or slip a to the end of the trinomial and multiply by c. So you're going to get a new trinomial and it will have a factor of 1. Okay, and so you're going to factor that new trinomial just like we learned last week. You're going to divide both of your factors by the value you slid over in step 1. Then you're going to reduce fractions and bottoms up by moving any denominator that you have to the front of the variable for the binomial. Now I know this may sound a little complicated, but it isn't really. So let's see how to do it. Let's look at this one. This is 2x squared plus 5x plus 3. And this is example 1. Okay? So the first step was to slide or slip a to the end of the trinomial and multiply by c. So we're going to move a and we're going to take 2 times 3 and we're going to get 6. So our new trinomial now is x squared plus 5x plus 6. So we slid 2 down to multiply by 3 and we got 6. Now we're going to factor that trinomial. Alright, we're going to do just like before. We're going to list the factors of 6. Alright, and we're going to say, okay, which ones add up to 5? Okay, and that has to be 2 and 3. So now I have this, x plus 2 times x plus 3. All right, now step number 3. Step number 3 is to divide both of the factors by the value I slid over. Well, I slid over 2 and I can only divide the constants by that 2. So I'm going to divide the 3 and the 2 by 2. All right, step number 4. Reduce the fractions and then bottoms up by moving any denominator to the front variable or the front of the variable for the binomial. So let's look at the one on the left, and so I have 2 divided by 2, which is 1, so I'm left there with x plus 1. And then on the one on the right, I have 3 halves. Well, I can't do anything with that, so I'm going to bottoms up. I'm going to bring that 2 in front of the x, and now I have 2x plus 3. Alright, so now let's do this one. We're going to slide the 5 down to the 6. We're going to get m squared minus 17m plus 30. What two factors of 30 add up to negative 17? And that is negative 2 and negative 15. Negative 2 times negative 15 is 30. And when I add them together, they give me negative 17. All right, so now what do I do now? Well, I'm going to divide both of my factors by the number I slid down, which was 5. 2/5 doesn't reduce, but 15/5 does reduce, and 15/5 reduces to 3, so I'm going to slide the 5 from the 2/5 in front of the x and give me 5x minus 2, and again 15 divided by 5 is 3, and there's my answer. Let's do one more. Alright, so I have here 6y squared minus 5y minus 4, and I'm going to slide the 6 over to 4, and I'm going to get y squared minus 5y minus 24. Now if I were you, I would draw that sliding arrow so that you know what's going on. Alright, so what two numbers multiply together to give me negative 24 and add up to negative 5? And I think it's negative 8 and positive 3. You could FOIL it right here just to check to make sure you're right, because if you go any further and you're wrong, you're going to make mistakes all over the place. Alright, what did we slide over? We slid over a 6. So we're going to divide the 8 by 6 and the 3 by 6. Alright, can I reduce 8/6? Well, I can. When I reduce 8/6, I know that 2 can go into 8 and into 6, and that gives me 4/3, and 3/6 reduces to 1/2. Alright, I can't do anything else, so now I'm going to bottoms up. And this time I'm bottoms up to both of my binomials. So the 3 is going to go in front of the y, and I'm going to get 3y minus 4, and the 2 is going to go in front of the y, and I'm going to get 2y minus 1. Alright, there's one more example left on this page, example 4. I need you to do that for me, and when you're done, restart the video. We just have one more problem left to do. Alright, so look at your answer. Did you get 4c plus 5 times 3c minus 1? That was the answer. So now let's look at number 10. Okay, number 10, guess what? We have to always look to see if there's anything I should factor out first. And I'm looking at 20n squared minus 52n and minus 24, and I notice right away that there's a 2, but I also know my times tables pretty well, and I think that there is a 4 that can factor out of each one of those terms. Alright, so when I do that, I'm going to get 4 times the quantity of 5n squared minus 13n minus 6. Now I want you to finish factoring that trinomial for me. Slide that 5 over to the negative 6 and go ahead and begin. Alright, that's it for now. Happy factoring.